Okay, my name is Sherice Sutcliffe and my app is called Chores. A little refresher, my app is an app where the user can go in and post a job that they need done around the house that they will pay someone for, and then someone else will be able to go into the app, see the job, communicate with that person to get the job done. So time management, I spent the most time coding and the least time research. I had to research Firebase things to make sure that everything was set up correctly and I was communicating with it correctly. And coding, I basically just applied what I researched and made sure everything worked correctly. So my Waka time is right here, 8 hours and 48 minutes in the last 7 days. So what I coded, I made my feed and my post both work correctly. The feed displays data based on categories. A post allows the user to put a title, price, description, and take images, and that's all saved in the database. You can also take as many images as you want, multiple images. So code took the most time because I was communicating with the database incorrectly at first. And the way it was also structured was extremely inefficient, which I ran into a problem with later. Like when I posted everything to the database, it was displayed there fine, and I understood it. But when trying to read it, it was extremely complicated to try and make sure I got the correct things back, especially when keeping in mind the categories. And so I had to restructure my database for that sake because I ran into a problem with that, and I also have to think more long term about how my messages will be done, how my messages will be kept in the database and organized, and also how I will get the user's image to be displayed in the feed that corresponds with the item in the category. So there's a lot of things I had to consider, and also I had to figure out how to send multiple items, and not only items but images, to the database. So to cut down on time, I'm going to make sure that whenever I add something to my database, I add it the correct way, the most efficient way, and make sure that the resources I'm using in my research are what's best for my project, because I was using resources from projects that people made that were really small, and so it worked for them and was fine for them. But for my project on the scale that I'm doing it, I needed a more organized database, and I needed to think more about all the other things I'm displaying in there versus other people only displaying one thing. And I also need to make sure I get all my requirements done and working before I spend too much time on little bugs that don't break the project. I noticed that whenever I ran into something, or even with design, if it looked uglier than I wanted, I would immediately spend hours fixing it when it's not as big an issue. It's more important to get the big things done first and then go back and fix the bugs and the design and the little stuff. So like I said, I completed my feed. My feed can also display information based on filters, and the user can also post things to the database that can be displayed in the feed. What I did not do was integrate the API. The API I was going to use was called Accurate Background, and it's going to send information to it, and using that information it sends back a result, either pass, fail, or needs review based on your background check, and that will be displayed in your profile. I have not done that yet. That is the only thing I did not do. In the future, my time management is similar to last week, my last milestone. I just need to pace myself, think about the bigger picture, do the big requirements first. I need to work harder on the days I do not have class or do not have anything due. And my other class, the assignments that I have to do for that are very time consuming. So I need to make sure that I do those as quickly as possible and get them done and out of the way so I can spend more time on this. Now I'll show you my demo. Now, Facebook login did not work last time. It does work, but I'm running into an issue with my Facebook login because I'm not grabbing the email when you log in, and so then you can't post to the database later. And that's not good. That it just signed me in. Okay, sorry about that. I have to fix that as well. So this is an account I made before and actually posted some things to the database using this account. Okay, so I need to fix the keyboard pause every time you click on the feed. But these move furniture, paint walls, this is in the indoors category, outdoor, trim hedges and mow the lawn, animals, bathe the dog, walk the dog, and then other. So feed works based on category. We can create something, we'll just call it demo indoors. Price will be 900. Just say description. The images you can't see in the feed, but I will show you in the database so you can see that the images were correctly saved to the database. Indoors, chore created. When you go to oh, okay, it's already there, so there you go. And let me show you in the database. Indoors, I think this is the one. Yes, demo indoors 900. These are the two images we took. So everything is adding correctly. This is how I've structured it. It even shows who posted it, which is what I'm going to use to show these images to make sure I grab these correctly. And that's it. That's what I have done. Thank you for listening. How do I stop this thing? Oh, okay. Thank you.